impact theory is really about changing the world. Nice and generic, yeah? So here's what I think everyone needs to do. Like if you have a hatefully generic statement like that, like to your point earlier, like how do you actually do that? So what are you trying to change and what are the very concrete steps you want to change? And here's what drives me fucking mad about people that say they want to have impact, they want to deliver value, they want to change the world. They have no idea how or even what they want to actually do. So I'm begging you, if you're watching this right now, please get hopelessly concrete about exactly what you want to do. So here's how that hopelessly concrete looks for me. So, okay, I want to change the world, but the way that I want to change the world is very concrete. I believe that the fabric of society is made up of governments and companies, okay? I'm not gonna play with governments. It's just not my personality. It's way too slow. It's political, which I am absolutely atrocious at. So companies is gonna be the lens through which I impact them. Now, I play a game called No Bullshit, What Would It Take? So anytime you look at a problem, like metabolic disease, looking at that and saying, no bullshit, what would it take to solve that? The answer is you have to get leverage behavior, don't try to change it. So get people, I know they eat for pleasure more than sustenance, so get them to choose food based on taste, it happens to be good for them. So I know that if you want to change the way companies are built, you have to change the way entrepreneurs think. Okay? So imagine, just imagine, like bear with me for a second. Imagine you could wave a magic wand and every entrepreneur wanted to deliver value. They weren't predatory and they judge themselves entirely on the well-being of the people who use their product. Okay? You're not going to have Enrons. You're not going to have oil companies that are destroying the planet. Like people are going to make the mandate that what they're doing has to be good for people. Yes? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now I believe that there are some people that are already like that. Yes?
100%
Okay,
agree.
so how do we get more people to be like that, and how do we get companies to act in accordance with that kind of belief system? That's where impact theory comes in. So I believe, and studies reflect this, the only way for humans to assimilate truly disruptive information is through narrative. Said another way, how do we decide who we are? Through the people we know and the people we admire. Now, many of the people we admire we find in mythology or stories.
Correct.
So what is something that I know I can leverage behavior instead of change it? So I know that, look at some of the biggest industries that we have. Books, comic books, movies, TV shows, video games, okay? Billions of dollars. The industries are massive. So going into those with storytelling that is truly empowering, that is meant to affect people's mindset in terms of how to think to be better entrepreneurs, okay? That's really what I'm doing. That's under the hood. Now here's how I explain it in super simple terms. We're gonna build a studio bigger than Disney.
Okay.
Period, right? Nice and easy.
Understand.
That's not why I'm doing it.
Right.
I'm doing it for everything that I just explained. But the actual business execution that we have to get very good at is building a content creation studio unlike anything anyone's ever seen. Now, why Disney? The reason Disney is, it is the only studio that has ever existed that understood one fundamental thing. The studio itself has to stand for something, and the audience has to know what that is. So when I say to you, this is a Paramount movie, what do you think of?
Usually effects and larger production movies.
Okay, that's reasonable, but there's nothing specific about that other than
Correct.
it's big budget.
Yeah, I don't look at it in any specific way.
Right.
Like
Same
like
with
Marvel
Warner Brothers.
versus
Right.
superhero.
But if I say to you it's a Disney movie, you know something about it. It's going to be family friendly. You've got
Correct.
a lot of preconceived notions that are very specific. So in doing that, Disney was able to execute against what's called a total merchandising strategy. So the real money in filmmaking and storytelling and all of that is in merchandising. Now the reason that's true is very complicated, but one of them is what's called self-signaling. So I'm obsessed with The Matrix. Anybody that follows me knows it very well. I have t-shirts about The Matrix. I have posters about The Matrix. I have all kinds of stuff all about The Matrix. I have a little bobblehead thing over there that's Neo from The Matrix. So I do all of that not only to communicate to other people, which is how it starts, like hey, I want you to know how much I love this thing, but then it also reinforces something in myself, which is self-signaling. And I begin to create my own identity from the merchandising that I surround myself with that just echoes this ideology that I found in a movie that really resonated with me, and then to try and keep it alive in my world, I surround myself with all this stuff. So that's what Disney has just been unbelievably good at. Star Wars has been unbelievably good at that, which is why Disney bought Star Wars. Marvel has been unbelievably good at that, which is why Disney bought Marvel. So if you look at Disney, they're executing flawlessly against the total merchandising strategy. They're the only ones who totally get it, which I will never understand because they've been in full view since the 1930s. So we're coming along and we're saying, okay, I get it. I see what they're doing. Nobody else is copying it. It's been sitting in plain sight for, I mean, Jesus, what's that, like 90 years? I mean, it's crazy. So we need somebody that gets it, that can execute against that in a modern context. So that's why we're leading with social content. We've seen them come out with books, yes, but I believe if Disney were founded today, there'd be a highly social component because people want that direct relationship. I think that you need transparency, authenticity. At the height of Walt's life, he was the most famous person on the planet. So people don't realize, like, because he represented ideology, he needed to be out front, and he could go out and represent the Disney brand because the Disney brand stood for something. So I need to be out front because I stand for something. The Impact Theory brand needs to stand for something. And so all of that plays into what I'm actually trying to do is change the way that entrepreneurs think so they'll build different companies. And then when you really break it down to all the things that we have to get good at executing against, that's getting specific about how you want to change the world.
Hey guys, Pejman Gademi here, founder of SecretEntourage.com, author of the bestseller Third Circle Theory. I'm coming to you today because so many of you have asked me, why did you create Secret Entourage and what is it really about? Welcome to the future of self-education with 2,000 plus articles, 300 plus videos, live mastermind teachings, and the support of 30,000 plus people. We know how to motivate, inspire, and educate people because we've done it for quite some time. We are not just wealthy, we're educators for change. Welcome to Secret Entourage.